Star Wars mechs are really unique, and most of them are actually going to be leaving the shelves here at the end of the year. So let's go ahead and grade them out of 100 and figure out if these are sets that you should be picking up before they're gone for good. So last summer in 2023, we got these three mechs, which were an interesting release from LEGO. This year, we got the Luke Skywalker mech, which now leaves us with 4 total Star Wars mechs. Now, obviously, these sets are not based on anything in the Star Wars films, but they are unique, and I believe that they are worth at least talking about. The 3 mechs from last year are slated to retire here soon, so let's talk about the details on all 4 of these sets and see if they're worth buying. The minifigures in these sets are the highlight for me. I think they all look really good. First, we have the Darth Vader mech, which is a typical Vader minifigure, but is technically an exclusive figure to this set. Next, we have the Stormtrooper minifigure, which is pretty standard. This specific version of the Stormtrooper is not exclusive and also appeared in this 2023 edition of the LEGO Star Wars magazine. Next, we have the nicest minifigure, in my opinion, which is the Boba Fett minifigure. Some really nice printing on this minifigure, and he's also exclusive to this set. And then lastly, we have the newest addition to the mech lineup, which is the Luke Skywalker minifigure. Really cool minifigure, but not exclusive to this set. This is his 3rd appearance. He first appeared in the X-Wing from 2021, and then also appeared in the coveted UCS AT-AT. The minifigures as a whole are nice, but for me, there's nothing that I have to have. But if you're a hardcore Star Wars fan that has to have every single Star Wars minifigure release, then there is something here to be had. So some decent minifigures here, but like I said, for me, nothing super special. So out of a grade of 20, I would put these at a grade of 15 out of 20. So let's talk about the build experience on these mechs. They all are built with a very similar process, but do have some differences, which is nice because that breaks up the build. Granted, building multiple of any mech can get repetitive because of building multiple of the same limbs. There's no stickers in these sets, which was nice to see. You do get a unique printed 2x2 tile on the front of each mech. Darth Vader's going to come with just a large lightsaber for his mech. You can attach his smaller lightsaber to the back of the mech. All the minifigures slide right into the mechs like so, and then you simply close the front plates, which does do a good job of holding them securely. The Darth mech does look very true to Darth Vader with the coloring, but nothing super special about the Darth Vader mech. Next is the Stormtrooper mech, and he is going to get the blaster. He has a couple clips on his side to store his minifigure blaster, and to throw this in as well, none of the mechs have moving knee or elbow joints. They do have several points of movement around the ankle, hip, and shoulders, which works, but doesn't have the full movement that would be cool to see. The other thing I would note is the back of the Stormtrooper mech looks really plain. They definitely could have done something with this. All the other mechs are much more polished on the back, but with this Stormtrooper, we just get this plain looking back of a plate, I guess. So we have Darth Vader most likely retiring, the Stormtrooper mech most likely retiring, and then the last retiring mech of the 3 is the Boba Fett mech. I really like the colors on this mech. I think it looks really cool. He comes with the blaster. You also have the flick fire missile on the back with the jetpack, which is a cool addition. And then lastly, we have Luke Skywalker's X-Wing mech, which is the only one not retiring this year. So you do have a little more time on this one to decide if you want to grab it. I think it's the most unique mech out of all 4 of them. You have the coloring of the X-Wing with the entire look of that back of the X-Wing on the mech. You have the S-foils back here that do rotate on ball joints. You have 1x1 studs to depict the X-Wing engine thrust, which is really nice. You have a space to put Luke's lightsaber over here on this back clip. And just overall, I think this mech is definitely the best looking mech and the one with the best build experience because it is just unique building an X-Wing into a mech. So all the mechs were cool. Build experience was simple, it was enjoyable, but nothing complex and nothing that I was blown away by. I definitely feel like these are more geared, obviously, towards the younger audience. But I did enjoy it regardless, but I can't put a score that's way up there. So on the build experience grade out of 40, I'm gonna put it at around 25. So on display, I actually do think the mechs look pretty cool lined up all together, kind of like lining up all the Star Wars helmets. However, the play functions is definitely where it thrives the most. These are meant to be played with and do have the ability to move, shoot, fight, etc. Again, kind of more geared for the younger audience to play with, but I do think they'll work for the older fan that wants to display them in the Star Wars collection. I'm going to put the display grade on these around 6 because, again, they're not really meant to be displayed. Can they be displayed? Absolutely, but they're not really meant to be. And then I'm gonna put the play functions at a higher grade at around 8. So total grade on display and play functions is gonna be 14 out of 20. Finally, let's talk about the overall value. The minifigure value is okay on all 4 of these minifigures, coming in at around $20 to $25 for the full lot, with Boba Fett being the most expensive of all 4, coming in just over $7. Nothing great here that's overly valuable, even with the exclusivity of some of the minifigures. Nothing that fans are necessarily clamoring to get as of right now. The price per piece on the mechs range from about 8 cents to 12 cents per piece, which is an average value, with the best value per piece being the new X-Wing mech. If we compare these mechs to the other mechs of the same type over in the Marvel theme, you are going to pay the extra $1, which is probably just because of the Star Wars premium that we all pay. It's probably not needed though. They just charge it because they can. So with that said, I don't think the value is great on these sets, and I would put the value at right around a 12 out of 20. So these are nice sets, but they're not amazing sets. The final grade is going to be 66 out of 100 on these mechs, which basically puts them right in that maybe, but you're not missing out category. If you're gonna buy these, you definitely need to buy them on a discount. I see them regularly marked down to $12.99, and as they get closer to retirement, you may even be able to find them for less than that. So make sure you get a discount if you're gonna pick them up, which makes them more worth your while. Now, the last thing I wanna do, most of these mechs are actually my son's. He was actually the one that built most of them. I did help in there just to get the feel of the build experience, but he displays them in his bedroom. So I want him to tell you what he actually thinks is the best mech overall. So, Miles, tell the camera and the people which mech you think is the best one to buy.
It's Darth Vader.
Is that your favorite one and you think the best one to buy? Why do you like Darth Vader the best?
Because he has this,
Say it right into this mic.
because he has this sword and that sword.
Because he has the lightsabers?
Yeah.
Okay, so you think if they're going to pick up one, they should pick up Darth Vader? That's your favorite? There you have it. Buy Darth Vader. Thanks for watching.